Hi there, this is Vanessa Ho again. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 tips for your second and subsequent dates with a mature Vietnamese woman. But before I go into details, if you have not watched my video on 7 tips for your first date, please check that out in my channel and then come back here for the 3 tips.
But first, how would you like an ongoing supply of free reports, helpful resources and unique cultural insights for meeting, dating and marrying a Vietnamese woman? Too easy. Just take a quick moment to subscribe and click the bell icon, and you'll never miss out again.
Let me go ahead and explain to you what do I mean by mature Vietnamese woman. Mature Vietnamese woman indicate to those who were born a few years before, right on, and a few years after Vietnam War, because that is a crucial event in Vietnam's history. Per some of my subscribers request that I should share with them some insights. How would they know if they should ask a mature Vietnamese woman for a second date? So let me go ahead and do that first, okay? Over and over again, I'm gonna keep reminding you that you be a decent and gentleman, because you have been through a lot in life, and so has she. So that's the most important thing that I'm gonna keep telling you over and over again on each and every one of my videos. So here are the 2 scenarios. The first one, if she lets you pick her up before you went on a first date, then that's already a good sign. And just after you eating or after your first date, then just offer to take her home or take her back to the place that you met, that you picked her up earlier, okay? And then before, right, as soon as you dropping her off, you can say goodbye and thanks her for the good time or for the first date, and then politely asking if you can ask her out on a second date with her only. Okay, here comes the second scenario. If she met up with you at your first date place, then before leaving the place, please make sure that you ask her to call you when she get home safely, so you know that she got home safe, right? And also it's gonna give you a chance to reconnect with her, right? So when she got home and she called you, or you can wait for 20-30 minutes, depend on how far she leave, then you can call her firsthand. That's okay too, right? And start talking and asking like if she's home safe and sound, and then how was her friend or her family member thinking about the date, the dinner or the coffee time that you just had, if they had a great time. And then also thank her for meeting up with you on the first date. And as the conversation goes on, and you can feel it, you can see that if she she's still talking to you, which means that's already a good hint again. And then go ahead and ask for a second date, okay? So now I already cover how to ask for a second date. So let me share with you the 3 tips on how to get the most from your second date and subsequent dates with a mature Vietnamese woman. Okay, tip number 1, understand that your second date is gonna be more like a first date. Why I'm saying that? Because from my previous video that I shared with you the tips on going on the first date, right? Then if you recall that your lady is more likely will either bring a close friend or even a family member along with her on her first date. So on this second date, it's going to be only two of you. So like I said, in many ways, this will be the first date, right? So go ahead during the the second date, just be a gentleman again, bring her flowers, okay, or meet up with her at the place that she asked you to, or if she's okay with let you pick her up in front of her home, then that's okay. Just do it. Just leave it like that, okay? And talking to her, make a conversation, get to know her, and listen to her, where she was born, what's her favorite hobby, does she love travel, what kind of food, etc., and things like that. And where does she go to school? But one thing really important that I want you to pay attention, that if you ask her where she's come from or her background, and if she mentions something related to like, oh, her family still live in a village, or her family doesn't have, like her parents, her grandparents didn't have high education level, then just leave it at it is for now, for the second date, okay? Because if you're asking too much into it, then she may be a little sensitive and feel awkward, okay? Because from my generation as well as of now, it still happens that many Vietnamese men often use where a woman's parents' education or not, or come from a village or the countryside as a reason to not having a long-term relationship with a lady. So, like I said, I'm not asking you to not asking her about it, but then just be sensitive about it. Pay attention, listen, and be sensitive about it, okay? But I just want also to remind you that even so, Vietnam doesn't have a formal caste system like many parts of India. But yes, many families definitely still consider to want their sons marrying women that are from a good family. And a good family in this case means that they are educated or not from a village. So that's what I mean. So just pay attention about it and listen to her, okay? The reason I'm telling you this tip and asking you to be gentle and be really sensitive and pay attention about this, because maybe your lady had experienced this herself or had seen this happen to her friend. So when you asking this, this sensitive topic, then she may think that you are judging her, and that's not good, right? So just avoid it for now. But then over time, along the way, when you two get to know each other better, then the topic will no longer be sensitive. And I can even say that I encourage you to discuss it or talk about it with her when you guys get to know each other much better, so that's why she knows where's your point of view at, and then also she can share with you why she was pretty sensitive about it, so she can be more open to you and more comfortable with you, and that's a good sign for a much longer term relationship between you two. Okay, so tip number 2 is be very courteous to her family members, especially her parents and her older siblings. On the second date, if you are invited to her home, it's most likely that you will meet with some of her siblings and or her parents. They may live there with her, or even if they don't, you will meet some of them. Trust me on this, because they would like to make sure that, just to check you out to see if they're your lady is going out with a nice, decent man or not. That's all. Okay, so they don't mean any harm at all, or any give you a hard time or anything like that. Okay, so just calm, just stay calm. But I just want to address to you and want you to pay attention regarding the Vietnam's language and culture, especially when we talk to address the older family members. It's very different than the American than in English. Okay, just like many other Asian countries, Vietnam's language is quite difficult for a non-native speaker to understand initially. But I'm not asking you to have to learn how to speak Vietnamese fluently before you can go on a date, though. Okay, but I just want to share with you some tips, so when you go or when you meet with her, the ladies that you seen, with her family, with her siblings, you show them that you at least acknowledge some of their culture and language. Okay, so in another way, Vietnam language is, especially when we used to address the older people in our family, is quite formal. Especially, so think of yourself as you are in the deep south of the U.S. So when you see an older man, you would call sir. You will see older woman, you would call ma'am, right? Even if you are approximately the same age. So I'm not saying that you have to address the lady that you see in formally, but for her older siblings, especially her parents and her older siblings, then yes, you have to. Okay, so when you meet her dad, you can don't wave your hand, say hi, hello, how you doing? Don't do that. That's a no. Okay, so if you meet her dad, you can shake hand, or in our culture, in the Vietnamese culture, you can make a small head bow like this. Hi sir. And then with her mom, you can say hello ma'am, like that. But it's okay for you to shake hand with the male siblings, with her male sibling, okay? Not the female. And it's just because of our cultures like that. We not open up to hugging. Even me, for 30 years, I'm still not really comfortable to hugging my friends when I see them, even good friends. Or with my parents, that's a no either. Even though they live here 30 years as well, but they still don't like us to come up and hug them. They're not used to it. They don't feel comfortable. So just leave it like that. I only hugging my nieces and nephews, believe it or not. So, and because of that, even if they don't understand English, then it's okay, because maybe someone's there, or maybe your lady will translate it to them. So again, don't just say hello and leaving off the sir or ma'am. That's considered extremely rude and disrespectful, and your lady will hear a lot about it later. Okay, so and the reason I'm keep emphasizing with children that, because everything is about first impression. So if you show that you have a good manners, and they will value that a lot, especially your lady will appreciate it very much, I have to say. For the older generation, they love that. Okay, and because the Vietnam cultures have the history of way back over 1,000 years. So if your lady, when she's in her late 30s or even in her 40s and older, most likely she will treasure, she will honor that heritage, her heritage, and that's a good thing, because it means that she is family oriented, and she value family, she value the culture. So if you can show that you care enough for her culture and language, and respecting her for doing that, then that's a big plus, I have to say. Because like me, I'm a Vietnamese. I was born and raised in Vietnam. I came here when I was only already 16 years old, and I'm with my boyfriend now. He's Vietnamese as well, but he wasn't born and raised in Vietnam. So even though he can speak some Vietnamese, he speaks Vietnamese, and we both have the same culture and same language, but there's still things that we don't communicate well, or there's still barriers. So so trust me on this. It's okay, and you just take time and take it easy, okay? And continue to go on with that thought. I want to share with you the tip number 3, that to demonstrate that you are committed. And by saying that, if you shown that you are committed, like I said, I just mentioned earlier, so now I continue to expand that thought, that idea, that tip for you. When you value her culture, because of course, you two gonna have many barriers regarding language, culture, and language, cultures. Then if you want to be in long term, you need to show the other person that you are committed by treasure, by honors, by being okay to learn some of their important cultures, important, learn some about like some major dishes, like regarding the Vietnamese cuisine, some main dishes, and some major holidays such as Lunar New Year's, the Moon Festival, for example, and then also depend on the religion too. Just honor that. And once you do that, then you show your lady that you really, really serious about her. And like I said, I've been sharing with you throughout all that many videos that I've been sharing with you, that when you showing that, eventually she will be more open up. And once she be more open up and she is family oriented, she will go on in, and you're gonna have a great relationship, and you would not regret about it. It's just that we, as an older generation, Vietnamese woman, we're not like the one that show up, but we do hold back our feeling and our thoughts quite much more than the younger generation now. But once you give them the trust and let them know that you honor them, you respect them, their culture, their family, and so on, that you care enough and willing to learn, to know about her background and respect that, then simply you already got a great start right there already. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you some others, such as the major holidays, and some, I already done some of the main dishes popular that in Vietnam already, so you can watch those videos with my in the playlist called Vietnamese cuisine. And then I'm thinking about doing some of the major holidays videos as well, so that's where you can learn about the culture too. Okay, so that's it for my 3 tips sharing with you for your second and subsequent dates. So I'm gonna stop here, and once again, this is Vanessa Ho, and thanks so much for your time, and thanks for watching. And I would love to hear from you, from your feedback or any thoughts or any comments or any experience that you have. You're more than welcome to share with me down in the comment section below. I would love to respond to them as much as I can. Okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on my next video. Thank you so much. See you.